first time in the spotlight. Well, technically it's not, but the last time I was in the spotlight, I was on the ground in handcuffs, and the spotlight was from the helicopter. But that was a long time ago. I don't want to talk about it. So anyway, if you guys don't know, my name is Rick. They call me Rick the Barber. And I really am a barber. Funny story, when I first started coming here, I had my Facebook, and my name on Facebook was Rick the Barber. And a certain person came up, I'm not going to mention any names because I don't want to put her on blast, but for story's sake, let's just say Tim Henderson's wife. But she came to Tim and she said, wow, he's really a barber? Yeah, he cuts hair. That's amazing. His name is Rick the Barber and he cuts hair? Anyway, you know, I was thinking about what I was going to say tonight, and I wasn't really coming up with anything, and then something profound hit me this whole last week, a sermon that we had, and some things in Bible study, and a couple of conversations, and I wanted to tell you this little story about choices. And we all make choices in this life, and being a barber, you know, I come across a lot of people, and a lot of things happen, and one particular guy, he came to the shop the other day, and he was feeling blue, and he told me he had to turn himself in to go to jail for like 9 months, like a couple days after New Year's. And this is a guy that, when I got saved 1 year ago, the day before I got saved, some things were happening in my life, and it was going really, you know, really bad that day, and I was feeling really blue, and the next day I decided, you know what, I'm not going to go to work. It was a Saturday. Larry, he had been a regular customer at my shop, and all I knew was he was UPS guy Larry. You know, I didn't know him from church or anything. And I called him up and I said, you know what, Larry, I'm not going to make it in this morning. You know, some things are happening. It's really not going good right now, so I'm just going to take the day off. And he said, well, why don't you come to church tonight? You know, my wife's in the play. And I was like, yeah, probably not. And so he said, well, how about tomorrow? And I said, you know what, all right, I'll think about it, you know. So after that, I went to my buddy's house, and he was going through some things, and we were both just feeling really depressed and blue, and we decided to take a ride up to Mount Charleston. So we get in the car, we're riding, and this was before I got saved, so, you know, we were smoking some weed, you know, and I'm not proud of it, but it happened. And I don't know if if you've ever had the experience of smoking weed, but when you get high, you become really spiritual. You know, man, God is great. Look at these mountains, you know. And, you know, man, we should really, you know, give God some thanks. And, you know, yeah, man, I love God, man, you know. So the whole way there, you know, that's the whole conversation, you know. And I began to tell him that, you know, I think me and my girl are going to go to church tomorrow. You know, maybe you should come. And he was like, yeah, man, I'm coming too, you know. And so we go to Mount Charleston, we hang out, we come back. I tell Brittany, you know, hey, you want to go to church tomorrow? She's like, yeah, we'll go. Get up in the morning, you know, I put some clothes on, and I say, hey, you think it'd be wrong if I smoke some weed before I go? And she was like, nah, go ahead, you know. And everybody at the old church I go to does it, So, you know, I come, you know, I wasn't looking for anything, but I got saved that day, you know, in an instant of time, God took all that away from me. And that was a choice that I made, but needless to say, my buddy, he didn't make the same choice. And when he came to me the other day to tell me that he had to turn himself in, that's when it hit me. You know, he was like, man, you know, that day at Mount Charleston, I had a choice. You know, I could have went with you the next day, and I wouldn't be in this position right now. You know, and so his life, he's got to spend the next 9 months locked in a cell, you know, for the choices that he made. And I'm here in the spotlight for Jesus, you know. So, you know, just keep that in mind, you know, that we all have choices, you know, and just one simple choice, you know, could be the difference between heaven and hell. And so just keep that in mind. And, you know, we got a great show lined up for you guys tonight. We have Paul Campo and Oil of Joy. They're coming to join us all the way from Massachusetts. We have some good drama skits. We have some good videos. We got Cameron Day in the back. A couple other guys back there, I don't remember, but up, and what are we gonna do? We're gonna see a video, and we'll be right back. This is Solid Rock, and we are live.